This is very much a collaborative event. We've got a program of 50 speakers, but they're also here to be part of the audience as well and create connections. So to start the day, we are privileged to have the man responsible for taking forward a £4.5 billion strategy to boost active travel in the UK and to get at least 60% of kids and young people to commute actively to school by 2035 in England. Please welcome former gold medal Olympian, Greater Manchester Transport Commissioner and now National Active Travel Commissioner Chris Boardman. Thanks very much.
Thank you, Oliver. Morning, everybody. Actually, I don't think it's that warm yet. I've been saying this morning, I think we're pre-whinging, really, aren't we? It's actually okay at the moment. Perhaps not later on, but I've had quite a nice walk around. Some of you may have heard this story before, because it's quite a niche group, this. We're all here because we get it. But I think this is the perfect time to retell it, in that I'm standing here because of a question my daughter asked me when she was 7 years old, and her name is Aggie. Now, I live in a very typical northern, seaside town called West Kirby, just not far from Liverpool. And she asked me a question that changed my working life, or to be more pedantic about it, it was my answer that changed it. She said, "Can we ride to the park?" Now, the park in question is 563 metres away. I know because I actually measured it after the fact. That's the kind of geek that I am. 563 metres away. And so for her, age 7, typically a 3-minute journey. And my answer to her was no. And I didn't think I could keep my daughter safe on the road for 3 minutes. For 3 minutes. And that felt wrong. It felt absolutely awful. And so I decided to do something about it. And it wasn't the fleeting disappointment in her eyes that was most disturbing. It was the acceptance. It was the acceptance that space outside is not for you. That is the new normal. That's what to expect. And so without even thinking about it, we've taken away easy access to health. We've taken away childhood freedoms that people of my age actually enjoyed. And it isn't somewhere that she wanted to live. It isn't somewhere I wanted to live. And it's the reason that I'm standing here today. Because, I mean, this particular day of this gathering is about exactly that. And I think what we want, it's not a utopian vision. It's not pie in the sky stuff. I think Finland, average youngest age transport independence is about 10. Some countries it's even younger. So it's actually happening already because they can pass the, if you like, the Aggie test. It's something of a proxy, isn't it, for quality of life. And I think there's a lesson in there that if we focus on that, as I've just alluded to, we all get it. But we don't necessarily talk about everything at once. Let's focus on the bit that connects us. And it is a historic moment. As was just mentioned, the Cycling and Walking Investment Strategy was launched just 2 weeks ago. And it is £4.5 billion. It is a record amount when you pull it together, a commitment, this Parliament. And its goal is very, very precise. 55% of all journeys, of trips, local trips, cycled, walked or wheeled. That equates to 5.3 million people. One of the jobs we've got to do, which I've been talking about this morning, is start to translate that depending on the audience that we're speaking to. So health professionals, this is nearly 2 million fewer GP visits that have become available for other people. For the economy, this is over 4 million fewer sick days. It's 2,500 deaths avoided. It gives a household the opportunity to save up to £1,700. So taking what we do, and we can authentically do it, translate it into what people are feeling today. And feeling's already been mentioned. That's the trick that we've missed. We start so much of our work with the facts and the evidence. We've got mountains of that, have done for a long time. We are clearly asking the wrong question. So we need to connect to the things that people care about every day, and we can do that. So I think probably pertinent to today, one of the most consequential commitments in that document was 60% of children travelling to school under their own steam by 2035. And that's quite a biggie. It's also only 9 years away. At the moment, nearly half of them are driven every day. And they're not doing that because parents are lazy or can't see the value, because it feels at the moment like the only sensible choice. So we've got money, we've got a mandate to actually do this stuff. What do we actually need to do? What does it look like? Well, this isn't the general audience, is it? And I didn't want to spend too long extolling the virtues, because you already know it. We've got a room full of activists, we've got campaigners, we've got local councillors, politicians. We've got all of the people that need to make that happen. And the decisions of the people in this room are, is this money to be spent or is it to be invested? And that's a horrible responsibility. It's extraordinary, because spend it badly, cave along the way with a design that just gets bits eaten out of it because it gets pushed into the too difficult barrier. If we do green paint, or our bike lane stops at the roundabout, then it does a lot more than just fail to attract people or keep them safe. It sets the scene for the next investment, which gets harder and harder to do. It makes the case for, look, this stuff doesn't work. And so you've got to decide. I would challenge you to actually look at the work that you are campaigning for, that you are planning, that you are signing off or not, that you are prepared to fight for, and say, would I be able to say yes if I was asked the Aggie test? And if the answer is no, it's wasting money, and it's wasting time, and it's doing damage. I think what I've seen this morning, the school streets that we've just walked around, show that it isn't all your Copenhagen's, it isn't all your Denmark's and Holland. It's already here in pockets. You've got Waltham Forest, you've got the stuff in Lambeth that we've seen this morning, you've got Kesgrave just outside Ipswich, where 63% of kids ride to school every day. 900 kids, more than Holland. You've got Cambridge hidden in plain sight forever, where it is a normal way to get around. So this is absolutely doable, and we have the examples to prove it. I know that we've got representation from abroad here. We've got other people's experiences. The experience from Paris, where I went topically with Andy Burnham a few years ago to visit Anne Hidalgo and look at what they'd done and how they'd done it quickly and what the hurdles were, has shown what can be done with courage and how quickly it can be done. It is really, really key. And tactically, how an Olympic Games was used to take territory in the full knowledge that we're not actually going to give it back. Really clever stuff. So we have, to the politicians who are here, local councillors, and a lot of them I know and have done the hard yards, you've got a mandate, and we've got a budget. And you've shown how we can shape politics locally, which is something Oliver touched on, that it needs to happen from the other end, from your end. Some of you will know that last year I went to see all of our new metro mayors. So devolution is happening, it's happening at pace. And if it's not coordinated, we'll have a patchwork of different levels of service across the country. It'll be fight after fight, success, failure, and it will be uncoordinated. So I went to ask them what they were doing specifically around schools for children. And then I asked, what would you like to do around those schools? And then at Active Travel England, we sort of got that together and said, can we aggregate that? And they said, yeah, okay. And it turned out to be a 3,500 miles of safe school network. And I said, would you sign up to deliver that? And they said, yeah, we're already doing it in large part. What extra powers and things would you need? So side road zebra crossings for the geeky, just at the mouth of side road, the design, that was something they really wanted. So I took it back to my boss, Heidi Alexander, and said, there you go, a locally designed national network, devolution in action. We don't have to do anything other than clap. And she said, wow, that's brilliant. You've de-risked it for me. And then vice versa. It becomes national policy, and then local politicians have got air cover. And we did that in 1 year. And most importantly, they were all the mayors from across the political spectrum. Luke Campbell, Andrea Jenkins, Reform mayors, Labour, Conservative, all signed up to deliver this thing. And it is now prominent in that cycling and walking investment strategy that I mentioned. And I think that's pretty bloody cool. And that happened from the bottom up, which is where this stuff starts, which is what we saw this morning. So this is our chance, really, to make sure those strategy documents don't sit on a shelf. They become real. We have a document to do it. We have an administration. We have a PM pending who's just campaigned on the back of doing this. That's not a bad position to be in. We've got a Secretary of State for Transport at the moment who has done this in the capital, who's done it here. We've got a set of special advisors who are in the same place. We will actually never be in a better position than we are right now, but we have to act quickly. Now is the moment of bravery and to take that territory. Thank you. No is not an acceptable answer for my daughter, and it is not an acceptable answer for your daughter. So we have a moment here to make things change, and by the time that she has kids, I want to be able to say, yes, we can ride to the park. So go away and make that true. Thank you.